Well met, everyone. Welcome back to the channel, Moon Shadow Fantasy. I am your host, Maka, your personal Warrior of Light Black Mage. In this guide, The Seat of Sacrifice Extreme, we will be going over just the mechanics that you need to know, which are going to be a lot, unfortunately, for this Unsynced guide. So strap in, and let's get started. We'll start the fight off like any other, where you pick your cardinal directions. The DPS are going to be in your four corners, tanks at the north and south locations, healers at the east and west, aka the 1 and 2 marker. When the fight starts off, the boss will do a raid-wide damage to everyone, so healers must top everyone off to 100% or else those people will die. Hence the need for 2 tanks and 2 healers. I tried doing this with just 1 tank and 1 healer, it's not possible. You will also need to split off your party into 2 teams, but for the beginning here we're going to stack at the base of the boss to bait those AoEs, we kinda cheesed it there, then move to your cardinal directions around the boss to deal with an Earth Conal AoE attack. Then notice his limit break gauge is up to 3, which means meteors, so DPS are going to run to your 4 corners, while the tanks and healers are going to move in a clockwise position to meet with their DPS partners in their 4 corners. So 2 people on each corner, handle the meteor, run back to the boss to watch this mechanic, which is a series of things. So you want to watch for his animations. As you can see there, we just got Earth, followed by Ice, and then we're going to watch his sword attack. It's either going to have rings on it or not. If it has rings on it, that means stand inside the hitbox. So what we do is we just stand in our cardinal positions, move inwards a little bit for the sword, and then jump up and down to deal with the ice mechanic. So those 3 things happen simultaneously, and you'll see what it looks like again throughout this fight. So watch the boss's animations, and always make a mental note of his limit gauge. Right now it's at 2 bars, which is going to mean we're going to stack at our 2 teamed positions coming up. But first we're going to deal with these line AoEs that are moving around everywhere. Simply move yourself and the party for a stack mechanic where there is not a line across the back edge of the corners of the map. That is your safe zone. Immediately after that comes the limit break, which you can tell by his gauge. So move into your 2 teams to deal with his arrow attack, bam bam, and then move on to the next part. So for the final part of phase 1, it's just the limit break 1 mechanic. So note, so it goes limit break 3, then 2, then 1, always at the beginning. For limit break 1, you're supposed to be like this: the tanks at the north, healers at the east and west, and the DPS is stacked behind them at the south. Note that his animation was fire, and that his sword does not have circles around it. So we move outside the hitbox to deal with the sword, stand still for the fire, and then go to your positions to handle limit break 1. You can cheese this. So for his animations, to recap, Earth is Conal AoE attacks, stand around the boss in your cardinal positions, Ice is jump up and down, and Fire is remain still. Next up, add phase. There's a lot to this, so I'll try to explain as slowly and best I can. At the start of add phase, all DPSs move to their corner positions right away, while the healers and tanks stay in the east and west positions, aggroing the 2 adds, bringing them off to the side. The healers and tanks are going to have a stack mechanic, and the DPSs are going to have a burst damage white AoE around them, these little triangles. So deal with that burst damage, stay in your corners, and then move DPSs instantly to the center to man the towers. The healers and tanks are going to take these tethers off of the mini Bahamut's. The tanks take the mini Bahamut's to the north side and point them in the north corners, while the healers take the tethers off of the Bahamut's on the south side and point them at the southern corners. My tank wasn't paying attention, so I was, and moved that tether over to the north side where the tank should have been, so just a heads up, you might have to help out your healers and tanks with that one. Next is going to be his limit break 4. We're going to get our own personal limit break 3. So tanks, once you see him casting his limit break, that's when we pop our tank limit break 3. Next up is going to be one of several different mechanics that can happen. They'll only happen once, but I'm going to record and show you each of the possible different mechanics that you might come across during this fight one by one. During the start of this phase 3, make a mental note of his mechanic that he does in the beginning, which was for us, ice. Also take notice to his limit break. It's 3 right now. That will always change. So for this mechanic, we got the tank Specter. For that, DPSs move to your 4 corners to drop off an AoE. Next, everyone's going to stack in the center, and if you have a white marker over your head, if you're a tank, move to the north, if you're a DPS, move to the south, and if you're a healer, move to the east and west for ease. Next up is his limit break 3, so just handle your limit break with whatever you get. Next possibility is going to be quintuplets, or quintuple cast. All you're going to do here is simply do the mechanics in order in which they appear. So 5 different mechanics are going to appear in a row, and then they're going to go off in sequence. You can cheese a lot of this, but it's best for your healers to just do as many of these mechanics as you possibly can. Again, ice, move, fire, stand still, and etc. Another possibility is ninja. Once the ninja pops, everyone stacks at the boss's base to bait an AoE, the south side. The ninja will spawn, the ninja Specter. He'll do his little move, and then everyone's going to spread out of the AoEs and then pop your knockback prevention while standing on your 2 sides, 2 teams, to deal with a stack mechanic. One of our tanks didn't do it right, and we had a troll on our team, so sorry about that. It happens in Party Finder a lot. Another possibility is going to be your summoner. Now the summoner Specter is a little tricky. DPSs are going to move to your 4 corners, like every time before. Take your tether, move it to the far corner, avoiding the Bahamut. Move in front a little AoE, and then your healer or tank partner is going to move clockwise, just like with meters in the beginning. Take that tether off you, while you move off to the side and dropping off more AoEs. So it's Bahamut, take your tether to the corner, have your teammate take the second tether off of you, and then remember the ice in the beginning? Well, we're going to have ice and we're going to have a big Bahamut pop up. So watch for your big Bahamut, move to the other side, and remember the original animation that he did at the beginning. It'll always be different. For us it was ice in this case, but it could be fire, it could be earth. Other than that, the only other Specters you're going to get is going to be Black Mage and White Mage. If that's the case, you can cheese it. Little towers will spawn one at a time, and usually you'll see in Party Finder THMR, tanks, healer, melee, range, to go in an order of those meteors. It can be cheesed, but as the meteors drop, just man the towers. Don't go in more than 2 towers is all you nearly need to do. And that's it. That's the fight. I hope this was helpful. I wish you all the best in RNG luck. Thank you very much for watching. I had to do this many times to get this footage. Party Finder is special right now, so I wish you all the best in luck, not only in RNG, but finding good parties to farm these mounts for. If you've been in them, you know what's what. A lot of trolling going on, a lot of people not wanting to do mechanics going on. So do your mechanics, help your party out, don't clip each other, and we'll see you next time. Thank you very much for watching. Maka out.